So, what happens when a whole world's worth of crises just slams down all at once? We're about to dive into a single 24-hour period where these massive global events collide head on with just everyday life. It's really a snapshot of a world stretched to its absolute limit. The date is March 17th, 2026. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. But, while some people are celebrating, the global headlines are just flashing bright red. This is not just another Tuesday. It's a day where that festive mood is completely, and I mean completely, overshadowed by a world just teetering on the brink. All right, first up, the Gulf shock. What started out as this kind of simmering regional conflict has just exploded onto the world stage. Now, what's really telling here is the honesty, In a statement right from the Oval Office, the president himself admitted the administration was surprised. That one word, surprised, it tells you everything you need to know about the strategic miscalculation here. The scale, the speed of this thing, nobody saw it coming. And this just shows you how dramatic that escalation is. I mean, wow. This is no longer some contained conflict. All of a sudden, Iran has massively widened its target list to include key U.S. allies all across the Gulf. We're talking missile and drone strikes hitting Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait. The entire map of this war has basically been redrawn overnight. And the response? It's been just as severe. Israel is claiming 2 huge hits against Iran's leadership in overnight strikes. They're reporting the deaths of Ali Larijani, who's the top security chief, and Ghulam Reza Soleimani, the head of the powerful Basij militia. Now, Iran hasn't confirmed this yet, but if it's true, that is a massive blow, and it pretty much guarantees even more retaliation is on the way. For Americans on the ground, the threat feels incredibly real right now. The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is facing its most intense assault yet. We're talking at least 5 explosive drones targeting the compound, putting American personnel directly in the line of fire. It's a clear signal that, those diplomatic safe zones, they're not so safe anymore. And the conflict is sending these shockwaves way beyond just politics and the military. In Jerusalem, debris from an intercepted missile actually fell near a sacred church. And while the damage was minor, the psychological impact is just huge. It's this chilling reminder that in modern warfare, history, culture, and faith can all become collateral damage. And as these shockwaves ripple out, all eyes turn to Washington. Which brings us right here. Washington is playing hardball. With the world's most vital energy artery, the Strait of Hormuz, totally paralyzed, we're seeing this incredibly aggressive diplomatic response. The gloves are off. So the crucial thing to see here is the language being used. The president's trying to build a naval coalition to escort ships, right? But he is not asking nicely. He issued this blunt warning saying he won't forget the countries that declined to help. This isn't normal diplomacy. This is personal, it's coercive, and it's happening on the world stage for everyone to see. And this crisis is forcing a complete reshuffle of global priorities. That huge, highly anticipated trip to Beijing, which was supposed to be a cornerstone of the administration's foreign policy, it's been postponed. The message couldn't be clearer. The war in the Middle East now takes precedence over everything, even managing relations with China. And this hardball approach, it isn't just limited to the current crisis. I mean, look at this. To get more access to critical minerals from Zambia, the administration is reportedly thinking about withholding HIV aid. It's a really stark example of using humanitarian support as a bargaining chip, a tactic that just shows how aggressive this administration is willing to be to get what it wants. So while all of this is exploding on the global stage, the pressure is just mounting back home in D.C. The international crisis is being mirrored by some incredibly intense political battles right here in the U.S. And right at the center of it is something called the Save America Act. This is a hugely controversial bill. It would require proof of citizenship for all new voters. It's up for a vote today, but it's facing a near certain filibuster from Democrats, which is setting the stage for a major political showdown. And the president is just doubling down, creating maximum political gridlock. He has vowed not to sign any other legislation, nothing, until this specific bill is on his desk. This ultimatum, it effectively holds the entire legislative process hostage over one single issue. And on top of all of that, the normal and sometimes really difficult business of government, it just keeps going. A federal judge just blocked a new immunization schedule. The president's chief of staff, Susie Wiles, has announced a cancer diagnosis, and critical primary elections are happening in Illinois. It's just a reminder that even during a global crisis, 1,000 other challenges don't just disappear. So, this brings us to a really fascinating question. With all this geopolitical tension, this political infighting, what is everyone else doing? Is the rest of the country even paying attention? Okay, take a look at this number, $3.3 billion. What is that? Well, it's the record amount of money expected to be legally wagered on the March Madness college basketball tournament, which, by the way, tips off this week. And this is where it all gets a little surreal. While embassies are under siege, life for so many is just going on. The NCAA tournament is starting, Kansas State has a new basketball coach, and some tech company called Beam Global is reporting record sales. It's this incredible juxtaposition that feels really unique to our modern, hyper-connected world. And that leaves us with this final thought. In a world where a global crisis, a political showdown, and a basketball tournament are all demanding our attention at the exact same time, what do we choose to focus on? Our technology lets us compartmentalize like never before, right? But what does that really mean for our shared sense of what's important? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.